Welcome to Meet the Family, where we talk to RSSG members to find out who's who in the RSSG community so that you don't have to sit here wondering, who do you mesh with? Because that can be one of the hardest things about finding new family members. Today we're joined by KarsaKKWx. Um, and if I wasn't such a scuffed screamer, I'd have the questions up in front of me. So, Karsa, while I search for the questions, why don't you do a quick introduction?
Hey, I am KarsaKKWx. Karsa is my name, and KKWx is my empire. I am the Empress from Alpha Centauri who wants your cookies. Since my universal translator is busted, I thought your currency was cookies, not coin. But I found out I still like the taste of cookies, and I still want them. In reality, I am a variety streamer who plays Minecraft, sci-fi, survival, and budget games, or NRT. On Sunday, Monday, and Friday at 10 a.m., I will be playing with a few of our own family members or by myself. And then on Wednesday, I play at 1 p.m. Space Engineers with Tenable Target.
It's almost like my next question was, what kind of game do you play? And you already answered it, so I didn't have to ask it.
It kind of fit together.
It does. It does kind of fit together with an introduction as you're introducing your channel. That's true. And you're not wrong about cookies being a form of currency. I mean, we have a character in our universe that would definitely accept cookies for a form of payment. But for TOS reasons, I can't list their name.
Oh,
but they might be very
sad.
monstrous.
Yeah.
And cookie loving.
True. Well, he works for me.
He works for you. Oh, that makes sense. He was an alien all along.
Yes.
Does a certain garbage diving person also work for you collecting cookies, or is he just, himself?
No. He's all by himself. But, we work together.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, as long as he's got a job.
Yeah.
And he can afford his habits and the health bills that come with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, we know, sort of what got you into cookies. Why don't we talk about what got you into gaming? Like, if you were a superhero, what's your origin story as far as gaming goes?
Oh, what's my origin story? Well, actually, when I started playing tabletop games when I was 12 years old, that is probably when I started getting into regular gaming. And then, probably just before I met my husband, I started playing WoW, and that is actually how we cultivated our relationship, was over WoW. So it became part of us. And then he took me to the tabletop games that were at the college, and the rest is history for that. Almost 30 years ago, though, when I was in college, I won a contest where I wrote a sci-fi short story. And it was, what if we were all mutated? I started to write up this, and it just exploded into, for my game for D&D that I started, became the game master. And that was my first tabletop game mastering. And then it evolved. It went to IRC, Java Chat, Second Life, and now here.
Okay, wow. Kind of a natural progression of things, to be quite honest.
Yes.
Tabletop game, rolling the dice in tabletop games to rolling the loot in World of Warcraft.
Yes,
so,
of course.
Of course, gaming doesn't mean the same to us now as it did when we were younger. You were talking about doing it for school or at contest, and then doing tabletop and WoW, and those are different times than they are now. What does it mean to you now to be gaming?
Well, it means a whole another realm of games. The games that I probably would not have played without being a streamer. But I kind of focus on sci-fi, and I love Minecraft. Minecraft was because of my daughter. She got me into it. I blame her.
Okay. I mean,
But a friend of mine, who I call my brother, is the one who actually got me into this type of gaming. Because, well, he would buy the games for me due to the fact that I can't afford it. And we would just play and play and play, and it just became a normal thing to do with each other because it kept me out of being in prison. Well, a house is a prison sometimes.
yeah, you're not wrong about that. Anybody who's disabled will tell you that.
Yeah.
So, obviously we're here because you're a member of RSSG. How did you end up becoming a member of RSSG?
Well, you could thank Milk Dud for that. Because Milk Dud was there when I asked people, my viewers, if there was any group out there that would be good for streamers who like to help each other, and I wanted people who I could raid. That's what I really wanted.
You wanted their cookies. Is that what you're saying?
Well, sort of, yes. But, you know. I wanted... I was looking for good streamers. And I was having some hard times finding people who I meshed with. So, Milk Dud hooked me up with RSSG, and I got very excited. I wanted to know all the things about it, and the rest is history.
So you were looking for good streamers to raid into. How in the world did you
Yes.
find me then?
Well,
I was kidding.
I
It was a
just
self-deprecating joke.
started raiding anybody who was in RSSG. and
Ah,
I
that's fair.
enjoyed
That would be why you
and
raided into me.
I basically raided anybody who is RSSG, or I checked them out before I raid them to see if we would match, and I just feel like I matched with just about everybody in this group.
You do. I think you would match with just about anybody anywhere. You have that social talent, that's for sure.
Aw, thank you.
So let's talk about how RSSG has affected you as a streamer. Like, what have you gained from it, as well as what you've been able to get back? Obviously, rating is one thing.
Well, yes, but I also feel like I've had a few people that I could become family with. Like you, for instance. You
Aw.
spend a lot of time with me. And it's really made it possible for me to make my goals as a streamer, and
Well, that's...
my ultimate goal of sharing my story about lymphedema.
Well, as long as we're on that subject, let's talk about your goals.
Okay. My goal is not to be a partner. I don't want to be a partner. Partner is too much work, and I have a family. So, my goal is really to share my story about lymphedema, to let people understand what it is, to use my ability to be a streamer, to do charity for this, and to feel like I'm part of a family outside of my family. And, you know, when you are disabled, it really does affect your mental. And this has actually increased my ability to not be so depressed or feel like I'm trapped in Nowheresville. While I love my husband and he's a wonderful man and he's always there for me, he cannot be there all the time. So I like having people to talk to. And with streaming, I can do that.
Oh, that sounds fair. We're gonna throw a question you probably weren't expecting in here.
That's okay.
The two avatars on screen, tell us a little about them.
Oh, well, are we talking about you and me?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I built both of us?
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I had to spend about a month, a complete month, because I never wanted to show my face. I cannot show my face out of respect for my husband, who told me he doesn't want me showing my face for protection of the family. But I decided, okay, well, can I do do VTubing? And a friend of mine had been talking about VTubing as well, and I went ahead and I did that, and it took me a month to figure all this out. Thankfully, I knew some things from Second Life on how to build clothing, which is what you have to know for this game, for this altogether. And I tried to do the art on screen so people can see what I do. And I do this also for all the tabletop game members we have in Collateral Damage as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, let's try to take this into a lighter tone. How about a funny or awkward story from your time as a streamer?
Oh my goodness. There are two of them that I can think of.
Let's hear 'em.
Yes. Alright. Well, you know I fall in holes. Just about every other game, I end up falling in a hole. People actually have started counting the times that I fall in a hole.
Ooh, that's good.
The platforming games really hurt, but they not only hurt, they also are very annoying, and I keep falling down. And it's become a meme in RSSG that there are Karsa holes, and I have friends like, well, you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And put me in a hole.
I'm innocent.
Dynamite or whatever. Yeah,
Dynamite?
sure.
Are you still pretending that I was standing next to you when that giant hole was made?
Uh-huh.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm taking it in stride, and I've decided to own it. And that's, well, guess I'll deal with the Karsa hole for the rest of my life.
That's fair. I mean, there are worse things to be known for.
Yeah. Well, there is another funny story.
Sure, let's hear it.
Alright, so the first time that I ever heard the knock knock from Fire, my friend.
Oh, that's the worst sound alert.
Yeah, well, I thought it was actually a knock knock from our door because it really sounded like it. And ended up, I asked my husband to go check the door.
Yes, I saw this clip for the first time today, and it is quite truly one of the funniest things I have seen on Twitch. Also, I hope you watch this video because the music that started playing as you told that story is spot on.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, funny and awkwardness out of the way, is there anything you would want to let people know about your stream as they're looking to learn a little about you?
Well, with all the lack of funds and disability, I do play games on a budget. So, I play games that people may suggest. They tend to buy them for me, and then I play them because I require through a channel redeem to play it. So, if it's bought, I have to play it. But most of my games are either budget friendly or free. And I wanted people through NRT, which is Nexus Roundtable, to be able to go out there and play budgeted games and still have fun. And that is my goal for that.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's what that's what I could tell you. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, in that case, I appreciate your time having this interview with us. For those of you watching the video, I will include Karsa's schedule as it is right now in the description down below. So feel free to check that out, as well as the link to her page, as well as my page if you want to find out who I am on stream. This will be our first episode of Meet the RSSG family, so I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to a time when I get to interview you on the channel. so people can
Yeah,
learn a little more about you. Again, Karsa, thank you so much for being my first guest on this show.
you're, you're very welcome. Mind being a guinea pig sometimes. Well, they call me Dr. Moreau in Second Life, so maybe yeah, well, you know.
Fair enough. All right. Bye bye for now, guys. I'll catch up with you next week.